Hi everyone, this is Deb, Dahlia Designs, Jewelry and More. Today is a little bit of the and more. We're going to be making this really cute, simple snowman ornament. I'm doing a new series, Ornament-A-Month, and I'm keeping it simple for January. It's really cold here today, so I kind of thought I would do something for winter. And I have had these snowflakes and these little snowman hats and these little sort of white bumpy snowball lampwork beads. This light is a little too bright maybe. There. In my stash for a long time, and all three of these things, no, that's not true. The snowman hats were from Oriental Trading, and so were the white lampwork snowball beads. They called them, yeah, white snowball lampwork. I don't know if these are still available at Oriental Trading or not, and these were called black top hat lampwork beads. They're both lampwork. I'm not a huge fan of lampwork, and a lot of these are uneven, so I didn't like using them for jewelry. And then I was originally going to use these silver metal spacers in between, but I remembered I had these all different color bead cap steel jewel colors, flower, I think they call them, 7x3mm from Fire Mountain. They come on a stretchy cord. Like this one is just gold, it's metallics, same kind of deal, gold, silver, and copper plated flowers. So you get, how many? I don't know, you get a ton of them though. About 300 of them on that string, red and green. So I think I'm going to use green. This color red is just not doing it for me, so I'm going to use the green. Very easy. And then I brought some 20 gauge, I believe this is either power wire or artistic wire. It fell out of the wrapper. I'm gonna cut about 6 inches. Let's see, I don't have my ruler on my desk at the moment. So where are we here? Here, about 6 inches US. And this ruler does have, I'm gonna go a little bit, well, no, 6 inches was enough. That appears to be about 15 and a little bit of centimeters, excuse me. All right, let's cut that off, and I'm going to cut it with the flush part of my cutters towards the part I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to cut a little bit off of the other tip and just cover it so it doesn't go flying anywhere. Oop, like my piece of wire just did. Okay, I need to put my light back on just a little bit more for me to be able to see. All right, so now I'm going to use the small, I think I used the small circle on here. I might have used a bigger one, but we don't really need to. I'm going to do a wire wrap loop at the bottom. And we're going to attach our snowflake. So don't let me forget to attach my snowflake. These are my 6-tier looping pliers by Eurotool, but there's other brands and they're all fine as far as I know. This is the only pair I have of them though, but there's all different kinds, but I like the one with the 6-tier because I can use these for making my ear wires as well. So I'm using the smallest one, and I'm making like a lollipop. I don't know if you see that, like a lollipop. All right, now we're going to open that up, maybe. And our snowflake has a loop. This one does. These are from Fire Mountain, and I got them a long time ago, but here's the number H201927FX. Now those I'd be okay using on jewelry. They're silver plated pewter, antique silver plated pewter. They're sort of smooth on one side and have texture on the other. I have some other ones that I got from Oriental Trading actually years ago, and they're actually losing their silver color, and I haven't even used them out of the bag. All right, now these are my bent nose pliers. I'm going to use those and my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to wrap this just twice. I usually do 3, but I really don't want any more length to it with relative to the wire, but I want it to be secure. And then take my wire cutters and go in with the flush side to the part that's going to stay there, what I'm trying to say, and then push that down. I actually need a new pair of cutters soon. I have another Zoran, and I love my Zoran cutters, but they're a little, I reserve them more for heavier duty wire. These are for fine wire, up to like no more than 18 gauge, I think. All right, so these beads, the other thing is these beads are not all consistent size, so I'm trying to put the biggest one on the bottom. And I didn't put any, I kind of put the icky looking part of the beads, some of them are kind of icky looking, to the bottom, and then we're going to cover up the, could have done it the other way around, I guess, I don't know. All right, let's see, just any one of them. I think this one is a little bigger. The holes are a little uneven, and I don't know, I just didn't care from them, but I've got 3 tiers for a snowman, right? And you could use a different size bead for the head part if you wanted, but these are the bumpy ones, and so I'm going to use them like they are. And that goes there. Now you could also put like a crystal or something on the top if you wanted. I'm not going to, and I'm just going to close that with another wrapped loop. So to do that, let's see, which way is our loop going? This sideways. Well, we can turn it however we need to. Now for me, when I'm doing a wrap loop, if I take the very tip of my pliers at the right above the bead, that gives me just enough for 2 to 3 wire wraps, and then bend it over. And then bring in your loopers or your round nose pliers if you don't have the loopers. And on the round nose, I usually go right about, on mine, right about here. But you should mark your pliers with like black Sharpie marker or something. It comes off with alcohol if you want to get rid of it later. So you can make consistent loops if you don't have a plier such as this, or if you don't want a loop this big kind of thing. And I don't need to worry about it being the same size as that because they're not earrings. So where's my bent nose? I prefer to hold these with bent nose. Now nothing else is going on here, so we're just gonna go ahead and go wrap it. Now it might take 3 up top. I want to go all the way down to the hat and do let go and come back around, otherwise you get a loopy on here, which I really didn't want, because I was going to use that for my hook, and I still am actually. The last one I think I must have had a little more than 6 inches because I had a little more wire left over. I left too much of a tail on that. It was hard to get to at that hat, but oh well. So there's our snowman. Now if you wanted to, I guess you could take some paint or something and draw a face on, or put dots on, you know, charcoal dots on somehow. Now let me see, I need this to be going the same, I need them to both go the same way. There, so that the snowflake hangs right. So on this, let me just snip a little bit off here where it was looping around and kind of push it together. Sorry, I was grabbing from my pliers and they're right here. I'm going to get my round nose actually and take that back out a little bit and get my flat nose and push that down. And I'm going to snip a little bit more off of that and make that a decent loop. Okay. All right, so now I'm just gonna put it where I want it. Make a little loop, that's more for decoration. Okay, and then I'll get my looping pliers and use the big part. I might use the second biggest part on this one because it's a little bit smaller. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit because I want to make another little loop on that side. Yeah, I would go maybe with about 1.5 inches of or 2 inches of wire for this to do a little hook, and then I'm just going to do a tiny little circle on this side just because it looks better. I didn't close that up good, I don't think. There. And my helper is here with me. So this is a little less even than I'd want it. You can kind of squish it together. It's a hook for a tree, right? Now we're going to open this bottom one and hook it onto our snowman. So I will be doing like beaded ornament covers and things as well. So it'll be a variety and it won't be all quite this easy, but you know, this I would probably put a different hook on, but you get the idea. So we have a blue colored one, snowman, and a white, and I think they're cute. Now just to show you some things I had done last year, I think I made these to be like planner charms. This is designer paper, and I just fringed it, a long strip, like a 12-inch strip of paper, fringed it, wrapped it around and glued it together, put some ribbon around the top, and these little bows I had gotten from somewhere, glued a couple of those on with a bead. Now this is wire in the middle, and there's a bead under there big enough that it's probably glued on in there too. And a couple beads here, and then these little charm beads, these were from, I believe, Jesse James beads from a kit or something, and a little poinsettia charm because this paper was poinsettias. And I have a lobster claw on here, but I could take this off and use that as a cute ornament too for a tree, and put a hook on instead. This one has a little gingerbread person on, and the paper is more gingerbread kind of color, and a different bead up here. I had some oddball beads and a crystal, and then some green sparkles, same thing. This one also has gingerbread with green paper and more sparkly bling I had in my stash. A large bead also that was red with white. Might have been out of bargain bead box or something. A Chinese crystal and white little. I know these were from Jesse James beads. I don't know that they carry them anymore. Probably not now because it's off season anyway. But those were a year ago. And then these just have tiny little seed beads. These were handmade in I think Peru, and I got them at Soft Flex, but I know that Allegory Gallery had been selling them also before. So those could be turned into tree ornaments as well. For those of you who do multiple crafts and things, that's an idea. You can use some of your paper, leftover papers, and make them like a fringe, and add some little bead charms and things on, and you have some nice little tree ornaments, and then add your snowmen to them as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Those are my ideas for the January's ornament a month, and we have our little snowman and our paper fringe with gingerbread people and poinsettias and things. And if you need different color bead caps, I think they're 7 by 3 millimeter, but they fit 6 millimeter beads and 8 millimeter beads, but they just add a pop of color in between the snowmen as well. That is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching me, and I'll be back for some collabs and things coming up, and also I'll be working on my bargain bead box for January. Still have to do that, so there will be videos coming with what I make in the month of January. And I'm going to change out this hook, it's just a little too small. This is the one I did before, So it must have been like a 2-inch piece of wire. And I know the ones I have on my tree, they're a little bit longer of a hook, but they have about this size loop, and then just a little loop at the end. So they're done almost the same way. All right. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.